and it will be in the 24-hour follow-up email. So if you missed any steps or you want to rewatch it, you will have that opportunity. And lastly, we love to welcome our hosts and celebrate each other with something we call Field Trips Confetti. So if you want to turn your camera on for just a moment, you are welcome to do that now. We're going to do confetti in about 3 seconds, and it basically just means that we're waving our hands together and all having a good time. And we're going to do that in 3, 2, 1. Light up the screen.
Ooh, look at that.
Beautiful. Thank you, friends. That is all. Again, you don't have to have your camera on, but it's always really helpful if you want to just share love in the chat. Just make sure, this isn't a webinar. We're here together. Rukmini, please take it away.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Exa, and welcome everyone who is here. We have over 100 beautiful souls all here in real time, ready to draw their feelings together. So I don't know how you're feeling, but for me, that's very hope-giving. That's really beautiful, and I'm so grateful you're here. I'm seeing a lot of love come into the chat. I see a lot of introductions. Thank you so much. In this next 1 hour, we are going to go on a little bit of a journey today. We're going to go on a creative journey inside, in our hearts, to our emotions, and take a moment to really be with ourselves, to check in with how we're feeling, and also to be in community. And that's why I love creative mornings. I was telling Exa earlier, my first workshop I ever did was 3 years ago at Creative Mornings. So I'm really grateful to be back with all of you today. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead, share my screen, and just jump right into it. So let us make this full screen. And if you can, please give me, okay, it's taking its sweet time. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen and hear me okay. All right, fantastic. Welcome, welcome to Mapping Your Heart. My name is Rukmini Podar, and I really like to tell people my passion lies at this intersection of mental wellness and creative storytelling. My journey started about 8 years ago when I started doing the 100-Day Project. I drew my own emotions, and it's really been its own journey since then. I haven't stopped. I still do the 100-Day Project, and since then I have even produced, and I just published my first book that came out a few weeks ago, so that's really exciting, and thank you. That's why I'm also here to share the book, to share exercises from it. There's a lot more in my journey that I can share, but I'm really passionate about bringing creativity as a means of connection and as a means of introspection, that it's yet another tool in our toolbox to connect with ourselves. So with that, I want to introduce the book. This is it. If you see my little screen, Draw Your Feelings is officially out in the world. It's out really all over, any bookstore, Amazon, wherever you can. If you're interested in this, please check it out. Actually, you can drop in a link to the book just to get more information. I really wrote this book for everyone. I was originally writing it for therapists, for school teachers, for HR managers, for all of us. And this book, the seed was planted from these workshops. I have been doing a lot of these workshops, especially during the pandemic, and the experience was so profound that I've been journaling, collecting these exercises, and building it into this book. So please, please do check it out. Makes a great holiday gift. and again, I'm really sharing it just to give the context of what it is I do and what we're going to experience today. So that's a little bit about Draw Your Feelings. I also want to, oops, my computer is freezing. All right, materials, share a little logistics about what we're doing here today. So if you're here, this is an interactive workshop. So we're going to be drawing together, painting. I do suggest if you have some sort of paper or sketch pad that you can draw in, and some pencils, markers, coloring supplies, whether it's crayons, whether it's watercolor, it's all good. And I would say most important is an open mind and an open heart, which I know already all of you have since you're here. But the willingness to be a beginner is so important. So I like to encourage my students in my workshops to really approach this in a mood of process over results. So that means replacing perfectionism with experimentation and allowing yourself to create without judgment. We all have inner critics. They're heavy, we all deal with them, and yet we also have the choice to take our little inner critic, wherever it is. I invite you to take it and drop it outside the door. It'll be there if you need it when you finish this, but for the next hour, that inner critic is gone. You are invited to play, to experiment, and to really express yourself and see what is there inside of you. Whoopsie. I'm just all over the place with my slides. Give me 1 second. All right, one moment here. So if you have your paper pens, you can just get them out and we'll jump into it in a moment. But my computer is a little bit lagging. Can you see it okay, Exa?
We can. It's
It kind of skipped over a little bit, right?
yeah. So now we see the be a beginner. It's not in full
Okay.
screen anymore.
Perfect. I'll make it full screen. But yeah, if there's any rules, there's 3 rules to this workshop. The first is to be a beginner. Whether you're experienced artist or you feel like a beginner, you feel a little uncomfortable out of your comfort zone, embrace that feeling. That's important. The next is to enjoy the process. So again, rather than thinking the result of drawing something quote unquote beautiful, enjoy the process of putting colors on your paper, of being in wonder of the creative process. And of course, the third rule is to practice being soft on yourself. So especially this work, this creative reflection, it's very personal, it's very deep. Some stuff might come up for you. Allow yourself to be soft, to be gentle, and to really be in that space of exploration. So I like to share this slide. This is something that I drew a few years ago, and I feel is ever relevant for all of us. And because we're focusing on the heart today, I want us to think about this question: how much can the heart expand? How many times can it break? How much can it forgive? How much can it love? How much change can it accept? Are these questions that maybe you have thought about, questions that have come to your heart recently? I believe these are questions that we live with, whether we are aware of them or not. The presence of our heart means that we can feel, and that is a gift. But very often, we aren't sure just how much we can expand and how much we can feel. And I'm here to tell you that you can feel a lot, and that feeling is a superpower. To feel, to express, these are things that we want to do in healthy ways. Very often we can feel overwhelmed and we don't know how to express it in a way that is productive, that is constructive. And so today I want us to really bring our attention and focus to the heart so that we can express it in this mindful way. Okay, so let's see, before we share that resource, I want to invite us into just a 1-minute grounded meditation to really check in with ourselves, because this work of drawing our feelings, it doesn't really happen from the mind. A lot of it is embodied. We have to come into our body, into our heart. And so I invite you to come to a comfortable seat wherever you're at and feel your feet on the floor. If you can, lift up your shoulder blades, bring them back, and lift your spine. Maybe take your wrists and spin them around a little bit. All right, bring your shoulders back, roll them a couple times, and gently lower your gaze or close your eyes. And take a deep breath in with me. And a deep exhale. Feel your body immediately ground down. One more deep inhale, filling your lungs with air. And then a deep, slow exhale. If you like, you can place your left hand on your belly and your right hand on your heart. Really connecting to yourself, feeling your feet on the earth, and taking another inhale in and exhale. Continuing this breath, continuing this grounding, and bring your awareness to the heart space. And just notice, what is happening in my heart? Is there a heaviness in my heart? Is there a buoyancy, a jubilation? Is there a curiosity, an opening? Or is there a closing? Is there some pain there? And as you stay in this question, know that there can be multiple emotions and feelings in your heart. You could be feeling a grief for the world. You could be feeling a tenderness, a joy, a softness, and also a strong, hard shell protecting your heart. There could be a lot happening there. And sometimes we don't give that time, even a minute, to check in with our heart of what's going on. So again, staying in this question, bringing your awareness to the heart and staying here for another moment. Taking a deep inhale and exhale it all out. You can gently come back to your resting position, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, coming back to our room awareness. So this was a quick 1 to 2 minute check-in is really all it takes to immediately connect back. So with this, we are going to step into our exercise for today. I first want to share this resource. Exa will post it up in the chat. This is a fantastic resource by a friend of mine, another artist. And please check out her work. She has a lot of these great emotional resources. But this is called an emotion wheel, a color wheel. And this is fantastic if you are needing to really expand your vocabulary for your emotions. Very often when we think, how am I feeling? We have like happy, sad, and hungry. But there's a lot more emotions than that out there. So I want you to take a look at this and maybe just pick out the first 3 emotions that stand out to you and post it in the chat. See what resonates for you. What 3 emotions feel alive for you right now? There's a lot of emotions, but try to be intuitive and just trust what stands out for you. I see genius, joy. Anything else? Overwhelmed, brave, grateful, brave, hurt, fragile, lost, love, brave, grateful, spacious, excited, yikes, fear, disgust, empowered, inspired, curious, numb, exhausted, hopeful, heartbroken, lost, soft. These are beautiful, by the way. And just see the contrast. Tense, creative, acceptance, joy, grateful, free, vulnerable, burnt out. These are all real. No emotion is unacceptable. They're all acceptable. Whatever we're feeling, we are allowed to feel it out. Beautiful, beautiful. And again, you can access that link throughout the workshop if you want to reference this list of emotions and reference this color wheel. Beautiful. Is anyone else feeling inspired by seeing this list, or tender or connected? I know I do. Emotions is amazing because they're so universal and so deeply personal at the same time. So thank you for sharing what emotions are resonating for you right now. And so with this, I want to step into our exercise of what we're doing today. So before we draw, sometimes it's helpful to write, to put what's in our heart or in our mind out on paper. So we're going to create heart maps today, and I want to give at least 20 minutes for us to really absorb ourselves in that. But before we do that, I want you to brainstorm and think, what is living in your heart? What emotions are you present to right now? You know, for me, hope, fear of being hurt. There's some unacknowledged grief. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but it's there. There's this sea of unknown. There's this love for my family. There's so much more. And they can all contradict each other because emotions aren't logical like that. They all exist simultaneously. So I want you to grab a piece of paper or your phone or whatever you have, and we'll take maybe a couple minutes here. to really brainstorm what is living in your heart right now. I'm going to play some music. I don't know if you can hear it, Exa. Okay, let me stop my sharing for a second.
Yeah, you can just keep it on share and repress the green button and then just make sure the box is checked.
Let's see. I'm pressing the green button.
Oh, the share screen at the bottom. And then just make sure that little audio box is checked. Or I can stop the screen. Okay, now you try it.
Thank you. Let's do it one more time. We'll do just a couple more minutes, or maybe just one more minute, so you don't have to spend too much time, but see what comes up for you. Okay, so that was intentionally a bit short just to get us to really bullet point and list out and see what's there. If you're still writing, you can go for it. But what I'm going to do now is share what we're going to do with this information that we collected. Knowing what lives in our heart, it's one thing to write it, it's another thing to visualize it out. So I'm going to share some examples of some beautiful heart maps that have been done by other students. I have done this workshop several times, and I once had a Zoom group of about 400 people doing it together, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences of everyone drawing what's in their heart. The amazing thing is that everyone's heart is going to look different and yet similar. We all go through similar experiences, we all have similar emotions, but our experience is so unique. So this is another few examples. And so they can be drawn in all kinds of ways. You can segment it and draw it like a puzzle piece, or you can merge all the colors together. But the idea is you begin to fill in your heart with the colors that represent your emotions, with the shapes, with the feelings. This is another beautiful one I love. And really, they're all gorgeous. They're all every heart map, I feel like, is a window into someone. And I feel like it's a privilege to be able to even see another person's heart map. I often joke that imagine if we met people for the first time and we had our heart maps that we could show them. What a beautiful world it would be. We would be so connected to each other's humanity. And so what we're going to be doing is really simple in one sense and also really profound at the same time. I invite you to grab your paper that you want to work on and draw your heart and fill it in however you like. Now, it's important that I remind you that there's no rules here. You can be as creative as you like. I've seen people draw heart maps that aren't even hearts. They're entirely different shapes, or they build it in some other way, or you can keep it simple. Sometimes I've seen people, they don't even know what to fill their heart map in. And that in that case, I say, just put colors, throw something on there. And as you work and put your colors on the paper, it'll suddenly start to make sense. You'll say, okay, that's my river of joy. That's my dark forest of desire. That is my sea of hurt. Whatever it is, you can add some metaphors into it. What it lives in your heart. When you think of a map, you think also there's the mountains, there's the valleys, there's the clouds. So if that's helpful, you can create those metaphors, the mountains of joy, the clouds of nostalgia, whatever it is. I also encourage you to look back at this emotion wheel as a resource. Maybe don't spend too much time on it because sometimes we can get lost in the amount of emotions, but it's a helpful resource. I encourage you to just go for it and trust that your heart knows what's in it. And when you start to put colors and just throw things onto the paper, you're going to be surprised what comes up. So with that, I'm actually going to stop sharing for now. And I'm going to invite you all to jump on in, get your colors out, have fun. I'm going to draw along with you. If you have any questions about anything, just feel free to throw it into the chat. And we're going to do this for a good 20 minutes. I have a playlist I'll go. And at the last 10 minutes, we'll share, we'll conclude, and we'll talk about what do we do from here. So if that sounds good, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to everyone. Okay, you look ready. Let us go for it. I'm going to turn on some music, Exa, and jump on in and draw your heart maps.
And just in case anybody else wants to show their process, you can always tilt your camera so folks can see. If you want to see what each other is working on, just like Rukmini has done.
hello. We have about 5 more minutes, give or take. So I just want to let you know. And I'm so inspired to see everyone super absorbed in their heart map. So it's very amazing to see everyone going for it. So enjoy and keep going. We'll do 5 more minutes and then we'll begin to close out the session. right, everyone. Believe it or not, it was almost half an hour, which is amazing. Anyone else felt like the time went by really quickly? Art is incredible like that. It just completely can absorb the mind. Oh, I saw a little peeks into people's processes that were just so exciting. So if you're still coloring and drawing, that's totally fine. Take your time. But let's just take a minute to look first at what we created, because sometimes we can just create and maybe we don't see the connections yet. We don't really see, how does this represent what I'm feeling? Or what does this mean? And so that's okay. That will come in time. The important part is to create from that place of honesty and self-reflection, and then see what interesting things come out for us. But as we're concluding here, I want us to take a second to look at what we create and then check back into our heart. And I want you to, in a few words, just write how you feel in the chat. What's coming up for you right now? How did it feel? How did it feel? That's the question of the hour. Calm, grounded, released, settled, relief, alive, beautiful, liberated, gratitude, therapeutic, connected, curious, freeing, surprised, ooh, freed, awesome, love it. More beauty than expected, focused, reflective, inspired, relaxed, all the tears, yes, let it come, relieved, self-acceptance, one successful moment of the day. That is beautiful. Angry. Yes, let it out. That's allowed as well. Whew. Thank you. That was beautiful. Beautiful to just see. I realized I didn't want to leave things, but a tiny space for negative things. Yes, whatever goes into your heart, whatever feels real for you. Isn't this amazing that in 20 minutes with some of our art supplies and drawing something so simple, a heart, and whatever that heart means and looks for us, can allow for relief? The relief, where does that relief come from? It comes from the expression of what is otherwise just living in here and doesn't have a voice. So that's what creativity does. It gives us our voice back through our hands, through visuals. So thank you all for participating. My favorite part is actually if we can get a group photo before anyone hops off. I would love to see if you can take your heart and you feel comfortable, turn on your screen, your camera. I don't know actually if you can take some screenshots, but I see some amazing hearts here. Wow, keep your image
Yes, let's
there.
put them up. Ready? We're gonna take a couple, and if you have a blur on, just put it like hold it super close to your screen, and we'll be able to see it that way.
All right.
Okay, taking them in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna take a couple.
Yes. As Exa's taking it, you can look around at other people's beautiful hearts that they made. Each little Zoom window is like a window into someone's being, into their heart. And I think that's an incredible privilege.
Hold on, we've got a couple of slide. I've got 2 screens of things. Okay, beautiful. And then I'm just gonna like, Rukmini, is it okay if I just spotlight a few random ones?
Please, let's
Y'all
do
want,
it.
or if you want yours to be spotlit, there's like too many of us to do all of them, but I will just try my best to do some random ones.
Oh my God, I love it.
And just like
Woohoo.
do all of them.
Oh my
We could
gosh.
only get a few, but we're just gonna do, I'm only doing like
Wow.
literally just the people that I see on my screen. So I'm sorry if I don't do yours and you're holding it up. Just a little,
Hey.
everyone getting their little moment.
Yes, yes, this is your moment. Oh my God. I don't know if anyone else feels very moved by seeing these beautiful hearts. Oh, look at it.
It's so beautiful. And if y'all want to
Yeah.
share your hearts on Instagram, I'm gonna,
Please.
Rukmini, you can, I know you have more to say. I think we have to
Yeah.
be
Oh,
done
that's
spotlighting
gorgeous. All
because
of
there's
these.
so many good ones though.
Wow. Thank you all so much. Give yourself a little applause. That was just beautiful. I feel like we had a gallery showcase right now of
Mhm.
our hearts. Please, please do share your hearts on social media or wherever you're sharing it. You can tag me. And Alexa, if you can post up my Instagram and my website, where to find me, please tag me, Creative Mornings. This heart is special. This heart represents you. This is a way for you to introduce yourself. if I want to challenge you, it'd be to maybe introduce yourself this week with your heart, whether that's posting it on your social media or sharing it with a friend. But this is a real expression of yourself, of where you're at right now. I'm going to share a few more takeaways, so don't head out yet. One more is just this book, Draw Your Feelings. This is something that's just so exciting, special to share with all of you. It's filled with so many of such exercises that you can do at your home. If you work in a school, you could do this with students or yourself, with children. This is an incredible therapeutic tool to use as well. Please do support, check it out. If you have a copy already, tag me, reach out anytime on social media. Let me know if you're enjoying this work. If you got a copy of the book, I would love to hear from you. So one more thing is that, and this is the screenshot's a little blurry, but basically I have a free gift for you. I have a free gift for everyone who's on this call. It's in the chat. And so it's a free workbook. So if you liked this exercise, I have a downloadable workbook about drawing your breath and getting in touch with the colors of your breath, what it says about your emotions, and a lot more. So please check out that opt-in link that Exa shared to get some more information on that. So I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to share. Basically, it's all there. Some people asked about the playlist. So if you send your email and you download the PDF, you will get information on the playlist as well. The recording will be sent out also soon, so you can check it out, share it with others. And I do a lot of these workshops. This is one of my last ones for the year, but next year I'll have a lot more. And I do this also for teams and corporates and schools and all kinds of organizations. So if you're interested in just connecting with me about that and want to see how we can bring Draw Your Feelings to your workspace as well, please do reach out and let me know. Thank you again for being here, and hope to see you someplace somewhere on the interwebs. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Exa.
Thank you, Rukmini. It's such a pleasure to have you all tonight. I'm going to ask everyone to unmute, and you can just share a word of thanks all at once in a big cacophony. I've shared the links again. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you.
Good night. Evening with me.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Good
you
night.
so much.
Take care.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank
We
you.
are closing up. Rukmini, what a joy.
Yes, that was beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. We will see you next time. Closing up.
Yes,
Bye, little
you
baby.
soon.
3, 2,
Oh,
1.
I'm loving this heart that Hannah's drawing.
know, it's still
Really
going.
see the
Yeah,
final
it's
one.
amazing. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.